welcome to the Just Say Yes podcast with Dr. V, where we guide you to a life of transformation and healing using lifestyle change, community, and God. I am your host, Benita Vernado, also known as Dr. V, board certified OBGYN and board certified lifestyle medicine physician. I've got over 20 years of experience, y'all, and I am using the knowledge that I've learned and the spiritual knowledge that I've learned to really get us to a place of true transformation and healing. Healing, healing, healing. There is a difference between being healthy and being healed. Healthy is I'm exercising, I'm eating fruits and vegetables, I don't eat processed foods, I'm staying away from sugar. Healed is I don't even have a desire for those things. Like it doesn't even cross my mind to want to go eat processed foods. Like it doesn't even taste good. You see the difference? Healthy, you can think of it doing it in your own strength versus being healed, tapping into something deeper, allowing your spiritual self to get in the driver's seat, as my pastor Jakuma says. Let the spiritual side get in the driver's seat and the flesh get in the back seat. And with the spiritual side, that's tapping into a higher power to help you get to true healing. I have, in starting my WellCare Center, I have studied programs that have been successful. And I have tried to model myself after, guess what? Believe it or not, AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. I love that the first step is, you have to admit you have a problem. And then second, you have to acknowledge that there is a higher power that can help you. And I really think that is what's missing in our healthcare system, in our lives today. We are trying to do it on our own. And there's already a blueprint written, and we're just really not tapping into it. I think it's unfortunate that we're choosing to go fast, and fast is, the medications, the surgeries, and really most of the time you still have to change your lifestyle, but we're leapfrogging over that to get to what's fast. But if we want to go far, if we want to have a life of ease, we're going to have to go together, and it's going to take time. But as you go along the process, you will grow and learn so much about yourself. So one of the pillars of healing and transformation is, drumroll, accountability. Accountability is my jam. I think it is the secret sauce. It is letting somebody in on your business. I was on a call the other day with a counselor, and she said depression loves to have a hiding place. It loves a dark place. And a lot of people oftentimes keep their problems to themselves, and it continues to stay there because that's where it wants to be. It wants to be in the shadows. But if you shine a light on the problems and let people know what you're going through, then help comes and help is available. So accountability is just that. A lot of people feel like, oh, I'm going to be judged and it's too much pressure. But, you definitely don't want judgment. So you should be very prayerful about who your accountability partner is. But you do want some pressure. You want good pressure. Because if you set out to change or to set a goal, and you've told someone outside of you that this is what you want, if you're not doing the things or living the life to get you there, you want somebody to call you on it. You want somebody to remind you because how else are you going to change, right? So we're going to look at opening our hearts and our minds, and really it's going to require vulnerability. Vulnerability, letting somebody in, letting them see who you are, the true you, and all your hopes and dreams, even if they sound crazy or silly. I'm telling y'all, it's the secret sauce. So I've talked about how accountability is one of the pillars for healing and transformation or growth. And I'm going to give you several reasons why that is the case. So, reason number one, when we talk about healing, we have to really tell the truth. We've got to see, all right, where is the problem? What's working? Where am I falling short? I've got to be vulnerable, and I've got to be open. Because if you don't tell the truth, then you end up trying to heal the wrong thing, and inevitably you don't heal. This one is a tough one, but it's key. And I really think that, we're bringing the spiritual component in and praying about who should walk with you on your journey, who you should leave behind on your journey is going to be key, because a part of healing is telling the truth. And if you don't feel comfortable telling the truth to your village, then it's going to be a bumpy ride. So healing and growth, this is point number 2. It also requires that you be consistent. It also requires consistency. So you can be taking small baby steps towards the new version of yourself, but you have to continue on the journey. So if I'm trying to get from North Carolina to Texas, I've got to keep driving. I might be stopping a lot, getting gas or taking naps, but at least I am still on the journey. And so with consistency, you need a framework, you need a system. And accountability can help with that. That can give you some structure. I have an accountability partner. Gosh, we've been accountability partners for 4 years. And we've kind of spaced it out now, but originally we would meet every week on Sunday nights. And so having that consistency, I knew that if I said I was going to get A and B done, then I would get A and B done because I knew Sunday was coming. And I definitely didn't want to show up with having done nothing the whole week. And if I hadn't done anything the week before, I definitely didn't want to show up the second week having accomplished absolutely nothing. So it does give you, it gives you some structure, and that structure can help with momentum, because before you know it, you've made 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and you are on your way. So accountability helps with consistency. Third reason that accountability helps with healing and transformation. Accountability helps build trust. You start to trust in yourself because you're seeing that you're being consistent, you're doing the work, and you're making progress, but you also can trust another person or a group of people. Some things are just too hard to carry on our own. And to have someone be with you on this journey to help carry it, or not even necessarily to carry it, but to cheer you on as you're carrying it, it's an opportunity for connection. And one thing that we need is we need connection. We need relationships. We need to know that people care about us. There is an epidemic of loneliness, and actually loneliness is shortening people's life expectancy, like taking years off of their life. So accountability not only helps you heal and transform, but it's also adding years to your life. because somebody is with you. You're not alone. You're not alone. So yes, you may be thinking judgment and I don't want people in my business, but you really do want people in your business. The right people, though. The right people. Okay, so this last point, I think this one is the most heartfelt. I don't know if heartfelt's the right word, but this is the one I think that is, I don't know, the most convincing for me at least. Um, Accountability helps to remind you how far you have come. How far you've come. I love Drake's song. Started from the bottom, now we here. Ooh, started from the bottom, now we here. Like, I am Dr. Renato, and people put, a lot of emphasis on that MD, that doctor. But nothing is more comforting to see somebody I've known since elementary school, somebody who knew me before I was Dr. V, before I had the podcast, before I have the highly successful well care center, right? You know, there's comfort in knowing that you can be just who you are, right? Around people who knew you when and who knew you before. And I will say, you do want some of those people in your circle. But also, when people can remind you of how far you've come, it can be encouraging because, ladies and possibly gentlemen, the default tape in our head is telling us that we're not good enough. We're wasting our time. We should quit. And your accountability partner, your village can say, do you remember when dot, 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 dot? Do you remember when you were first trying to quit your job and it took you 5 years to turn in your resignation letter? Do you remember when you said that you wanted to have a practice where you could, spend as much time with your patients as you wanted? You didn't want to feel rushed and you could build relationship. Now you're here. Now you're here. So letting people in on the journey is definitely a good thing, but particularly when it gets tough and you want to quit and you think that your efforts are futile, the people in your village, the people who are going far with you, they can remind you that, hey, it's working. Just keep going. You've come a long way, baby. All right, so I hope I have made the case for why accountability is necessary when we're talking about true transformation, healing, growth, all the things. So I want to ask you, the person who is listening to this or watching this right now, where are some areas in your life that you are afraid to open up and help and allow people to hold you accountable? Where are some areas in your life that you need accountability, but you're kind of holding back, right? Where are you holding back? And if you're holding back, at what cost? At what cost? What are you not getting done because you're like the wizard and you're trying to stay behind the curtain and look big and bad, right? So I hope that you'll continue to listen. It's not always easy to transform. Actually, it's not easy to transform. It's not easy to develop new habits. It really requires that you step out of your comfort zone, which is next episode. But it does require that you are uncomfortable, and that you be vulnerable and you open the door and let people see how dirty your closet is, right? So think about it. And I would love for you to take some time to journal this, or even, after this podcast is over, like, where in my life am I really trying to keep up appearances? Where in my life am I dumbing down or downplaying my hopes, my dreams, what have you? So it's very important you know that. And please, please, please think about the cost. If you let somebody in, if you let the village in, if you go far together, what would be the benefit? What are you losing by trying to do it alone? All right. So that is the end of our episode. Thank you so, so much for listening to the Just Say Yes podcast. Y'all, we are shifting our mindset. I'm a physician, and I love to say that I went to medical school to learn about the physical body, but now I'm actually incorporating the spiritual with the physical. And I can say undoubtedly that I think this is what medicine is, what medicine should be. It should be addressing the whole person, body, spirit, soul. All right, guys, I will see you next time on the Just Say Yes podcast. You come on back because we're going to talk about stepping outside of your comfort zone. Take care.